Back in time in 3 different periods, there is an attraction in various Universal parks. Back to the Future, the ride. This simulator ride goes into the future at Hill Valley, then goes back in time millions of years ago, including the time of the dinosaurs. All of it in a wild goose chase to get Biff and the DeLorean. Before traveling back in time to 1985, hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. This will help the video to reach out more viewers like you. Also, have you experienced the Back to the Future ride? Let me know in the comments. Thanks. Now it's time to go back to 1985 to start the countdown. Number 10. It's based on a movie. Back to the Future movie was released in 1985. It's about Marty McFly, played by Michael J. Fox, goes back in time in the year 1955 to warn his friend, Doc Brown, portrayed by Christopher Lloyd, that he going to be killed. Marty tries to find Doc, but he accidentally meets his father and his mother in 1955 in their teens. The bad thing is he's about not being exists in 1985. Next, going back to the present time when the lightning strikes the clock. Or to save Doc Brown after several attempts to tell him about what's going to happen to him. Directed by Robert Zemeckis, written by Bob Gale, and again by Robert Zemeckis. And all thanks to Steven Spielberg for getting the movie into production. He is an important person throughout the video. Number 9. Steven Spielberg's friend, George Lucas. George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars films and Indiana Jones with Steven Spielberg, 1986 Star Tours at Disneyland as a non-Disney IP back then, before the attraction opened to the public. George Lucas brings Steven Spielberg to Star Tours. George Lucas was very impressed. He says Universal can't match Star Tours. Steven Spielberg went back to Universal and explained about a ride adaptation of his stuff like E.T., Jaws, and especially Back to the Future to challenge Disney. By the way, Steven Spielberg and Universal Parks have been long-time collaborators since the Jaws section in the studio tour. Number 8. Universal's opening day disaster. Okay, I need to give some context about Universal Studios Florida. Universal Studios Florida opened on June 7th, 1990 to millions of guests. What happened next was broken rides, chaos, and bad reviews. Plus tried to fight with Disney because they stole the plans for their own studio tour. Number 7. Back to the Future, the ride was late for the party. Well, the attraction wasn't late for the party. The simulator ride was delayed for the opening. It was supposed to be opened on the opening day, but it didn't. Thank God for the delay. If it opens on opening day, it will be a disaster. Number 6. Original plans. The original plans was a roller coaster. Then Universal realized traveling 88 miles per hour won't be great for a story and has to buy important details. Next, they changed their plans for a simulator ride that was originally in the mind of Steven Spielberg. Number 5. Locations. We already know the Florida location, but there's 2 locations outside of Florida. The second location is Universal City, California, and Universal Studios Hollywood, located next to the studio tram and entrance to the lower lot. the interesting about it is the foundation on the hill. Plus, they have to delay it because of, again, foundation. The third location is located in Osaka, Japan, in Universal Studios Japan, in the San Francisco area. Number 4, the cast of the Back to the Future The Ride. We sort of know the Back to the Future cast. If you don't know the cast of the ride, well, you're in luck. Dr. Emmett Brown, played by Christopher Lloyd, as we mentioned before, might know him in the movie Clue and the 1990s Addams Family. Thomas Wilson played Biff in the pre-show and ride. Thomas Wilson is in SpongeBob SquarePants as Patrick's dad and Flats the Flounder. I guess he's still picking on kids to this day. Freddy is played as Einstein, yes, the dog. Last, Darlene Volkel played Heather, or IFT spokesperson, in the pre-show. She also played Spike in Back to the Future Part 2. Number 3, a large object. In the ride, you're in Hill Valley in 2015. Well, 2015 didn't look like today. You are on a wild goose chase to get Biff. Near the clock tower, there's a styrofoam cup on the side. Surprisingly, there is a filming slip-up in the ride. If you can't find the cup, here it is. Number 2, Back to the Future The Ride became an e-ticket attraction. On May 2nd, 1991, opened to all the guests, manufactured by Intamin, designed by Universal Creative. It was a huge success, and the Back to the Future The Ride is responsible for saving Universal Studios Florida from the year-long disaster. After the grand opening on June 12, 1993, opened in Universal Studios Hollywood, March 31st, 2001 was opening day attraction of Universal Studios Japan. Before we go back to the present, share this video with someone who likes Back to the Future. Also, if you are new here or like our content, we consider you to subscribe and ring that notification bell for more content like this. Thank you. Now back to the present. Number 1, Gone Time in History. Sadly, Back to the Future The Ride is gone in time. Back to the Future The Ride closed in Universal Studios Florida on March 30th, 2007. Universal Studios Hollywood on September 3rd, 2007. And Japan's ride stood longer until May 16th, 2016. Why did they get rid of it? Well, it's getting outdated with today's time, more what's relevant, or it was disappearing like the movie. Also, to make way for the Simpsons ride in California and Florida and Japan is Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. This is not the end. A 2009 release of Back to the Future movie has a bonus feature which includes a POV of the ride, a digital dashboard, and it's not an Omnimax. Plus, it was not very well live. If you want to know the facts about Star Tour, the OG Star Tour, click the link in the description or click this video on the left. If you want to watch something else, click this video on the right. Also, more videos are in the description. Finally, thank you for watching and going back in time to get a DeLorean.